This is Abe Friedtanzer from Awards Buzz, and I'm very excited to be speaking with Jabari Banks about season three of Bel-Air. How are
Yes,
you,
sir.
Jabari?
I'm blessed, bro. Good to see you, man.
You too. So I've actually spoken, I think, to every one of your castmates, but not you yet. So it's nice to finally get you for season three. I'm excited about that.
Okay, cool. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Well, I want to start with a question people probably aren't asking you anymore, which is, what was your relationship with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, during your childhood and before joining the show?
No, yeah, this is my favorite show of all time. My family grew up with the six season box set, and so I watched this show. I remember the Fresh Prince of Bel Air was actually the first show I watched where I realized what television was. It was the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. It was Will Smith on my screen. Yeah. So this show has been a part of my life forever.
Well,
Mm.
it feels like season three is sort of stepping away a little bit from the inspiration that it's taking on a new life. Do you feel that also?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That was definitely the goal for this season. Was like just like bridge our own path. You know what I mean? Forge our own path. Excuse me, forge our own path. Yeah, that's a term. And that's what we're doing for sure.
I, for one, am excited to see Will and Carlton getting along because I feel like it's somewhat stressful when they're at odds, and so it's nice to have them on the same team.
We're on the same team, and then sometimes we're not, sometimes we are, and that's the dynamic between Will and Carlton that I think we all like know and love. Yeah,
What do
the
you
ups and
relate to
downs
most
of
about?
the relationship. Yeah.
What do you relate to about most about Will as a character?
Um, his tenacity, and his resilience. Yeah.
Do you enjoy the love triangle elements that we're seeing play out in the start of season three?
Yeah, that was cool. It's cool. It's that's fun to play for sure. I think people are gonna be thoroughly surprised with how it ends. You know? Yeah.
There's so much going on in the show, so many different characters. Do you feel like, I mean, you're the lead. Do you feel like there's ever anyone that you don't really get to interact with as much as you'd like?
Yeah, I mean, we had the pleasure of having Joseph Marcel on the show this season, and I wish I could have had a scene with him, but I saw him on set and I showed up to his scene where he was working, and it was just really amazing to see him work and step back into this world. A different role, but but still, nonetheless, it was still amazing. Yeah.
I know that we've had a few nods like that, with other actors who portrayed characters back. Do you like
Mhm.
when that happens, or do you feel like you want this to be something that really is sort of a separate thing?
Well, no, no, no. That's always a great moment, for the fans, really. It's kind of a callback to the original because it's a good nod. I mean, even though they're playing different characters, but it gives it that nostalgic feel as well. And so it's always great to have those cameos.
Do you pay attention a lot to what fans are saying and how they feel about the show?
Yeah, absolutely. I read everything. I read everything. Actually, right before this, I was reading some comments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel like people are generally happy? I guess people at this point are probably into the show because it's been on for a few seasons.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They're super into it, and so they're just happy for it to be back. It took us a little bit to get back, and so I think it's been a full year since we've been on the in the airwaves, and so I'm excited for people to tune back into it. Yeah.
Do you feel like that if people hadn't watched the first two seasons, they could pick up now as fans of the original and they'd be fine, or they're going to be a little bit lost?
I don't think they'll be lost. I think they'll be a little confused, but they'll still understand it. But it's always great to start from the top and then watch one, two, then three. Yeah, just to get the whole gist of everything. But I'm sure they'll still enjoy it no matter what.
Do you feel like that there are plot points and character arcs from the original, from the later seasons that you'd still would like to see incorporated into future seasons of this show? Or do you feel like it really has evolved into something so modern day and different?
It has evolved into something so modern day, but like I definitely would like to see like some later on some callbacks later on. I think we'll hit those. Like I think it's important that we forge our own path, like I said, but also we pay homage to the original and never forget where we come from. That's what the theme of this whole show is. And so like with that, we can't ever forget the original. And so yeah, so I think we'll be doing a good mix. It's all about the balance. Yeah.
The show certainly has a very modern and sort of glitzy look to it. Everything looks very nice and spacious. What is it like actually filming on some of these sets?
Yeah, we're usually on the back lot of Universal Studios over on, we're in one of the stages. That's where the house is. And it is beautiful inside, but there's like no ceiling and everything, and then sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold, but it's still fun to shoot. The house that they build is amazing. Like our set design team is beautiful, so they get it done. And then whenever we're on location, it's just I mean later on in the season you'll see where we go, and those locations are beautiful to shoot at. Yeah,
I think going to some street racing, that's definitely a new that's definitely a new thing for the
yeah.
season, and just a little bit of a different vibe.
Way different vibe. I was super excited that we got to tap into that energy this season. Like that's something that we don't really get to do a lot. And so I'm looking forward to hopefully doing more of that. You know, not necessarily racing, but just like those moments of like yeah.
Do you like Will when he's at his most confident and sort of doing well, or when he's more vulnerable?
That's a great question. Um, I would say I like Will. I mean, I have to appreciate both, but I think when he's the most vulnerable is when we really get to see him, you know. Because I think it's easy for him to throw one like, okay, I'm confident, da 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 da, But when he's going through it, I think those are really fun for Jabari to play. Those are always gratifying to do those scenes.
You have This show obviously isn't going to last forever. Hopefully, it will still last for a while beyond this. Do you have an idea of what you want to do next, acting wise?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to hit the movies. Let's hit those movies. You know what I mean? That's my goal. Yeah.
Is there a certain genre or role that appeals to you?
Um, I mean, I would love to do like an action film, action drama, sci-fi, fantasy. That's my bag right there. So I would love to tap into that world.
That's great. Well, this is
Yeah.
Awards Buzz, so we love awards, and I'm curious if there's a show or performance that you've seen recently that you feel is particularly awards worthy.
Oh my God. Um, it's sick because I don't know the actress's name. But she played Martha on Baby Reindeer. And I mean,
Jessica
I
Gunning.
know she's getting multiple nominations for that already. But yeah, I hope to see her win everything. She just killed that, so it was crazy. Yeah.
Jessica Gunning. She is our most common answer to that question and the most common name people don't know. So hopefully for her, this
Come
will be a great.
on. Okay, now I know her name, Jessica Gunning. Yeah, she's incredible. Incredible.
Well, before I let you go, you're talking about, you do read a lot of reactions and things fans say. What is the thing that has surprised you most that you've read that someone has reacted to about your character?
All seasons or just this season? Well, because
Yeah,
I'm
sure. All
all
seasons.
seasons, all seasons. Uh, it's funny when people think that I actually can dunk. I think that's funny because I definitely cannot dunk the basketball. How that's definitely a stunt double for sure. Yeah,
I like that. Thank you so much, Jabari. It's been a pleasure.
my pleasure. Thank you, brother. Have a good one.